Hi guys, welcome to the Kunimitsu overview. Now, this character is not confirmed for Tekken 7 by any means, but this just to show people how she played anyway. This is just a start of the series. I'm going to eventually go over all the characters. So we'll start with Kunimitsu, because she was the most voted on my poll. Now, before I start this, I'm just going to say, I don't think Kunimitsu is very good. In Type 2, I thought she was amongst the bottom 5 or 10 characters. She's not quite strong at all. But I'll try and describe all of her strengths and all of her weaknesses, which is a lot, by the way. But I'll give you a clear idea of what she does by the end of this, hopefully, anyway. So what Kunimitsu did was she had really good mids, at least. So for example, her Danforth one, it doesn't track at all, but has pretty good range on it. It has really good range for a Danforth one. So she could play keep out quite well because she had good range in her mids. So her Danforth one. Her Danforth 4, her Dam 1, it's a bit slow, but it's there as well. Danforth 4 is 13 frame, so it's good to keep them at range and then space out with it as well. The thing with Kunimitsu though is she's good mids, especially Danforth 2 as well. I forgot to say, Danforth 2 is very good. It's 16 frame, but it's really long range. And she has some of the best damage I put in the game. So she's very high damage to light walls. But her problem is that her lows are very weak. Like for example, this is -4, this is -3 on hit, for example. This is -7 on hit. And this is minus on hit as well, and it's launch punishable. That's launch punishable. This is -14. I think this is -13 guarantee punish or whatever. So her lows are not great, and she has no 1+2 grab. Like for example, this is you can hold down on that or something to escape it. You can escape that even if she grabs you by holding down, I believe. And it doesn't do any damage. So she only really had generic grabs to work with, and her generic grabs don't really have any Oki off them. As far as I can remember, there's no really Oki off her generic grabs as well. So if you turtles against Kunimitsu, it really made it really difficult for her to win. But like I said, she's really good mid, she has good range, and she has really high damage output. So let's talk about, I'll go through some moves with her for now anyway. So I mentioned that she has some of the best damage output in the game with that walls. One of the best Danforth 2s. She's really good Oki. I'll go over that later on, but she has very good Oki. I said she's really bad lows, so that's true. This is okay. But it is still minus on hit, and it's still -14, and it's not a whole lot of damage too. So she really needs to take risks. For example, with FC Danforth 3, this give like a little mini combo. I'll talk about this later in a bit, but this give like a little mini combo. It should anyway. Yeah, it gave like a little mini combo on clean hits. No, not even clean. You don't need a clean hit at all, but you do need to be up close to get a consistent follow up. So backdashing against Kunimitsu was a really good idea to escape this. Given a combo, so I think at tip range it doesn't give a combo. A little bit further out. So if you backdash against Kunimitsu, it's really difficult for her to do anything. So that was one way she could open up the opponents, at least up close. No real 1+2 grab, that's a big thing. So, and she's very poor defensive options. Her hop kick, it doesn't crush as fast as a normal hop kick. I don't know the exact number it crushes for lows on, but it's definitely later than a hop kick anyway. So she has really poor defensive options too. So I'll just go over quickly some of her better moves. So we talked about her Danforth 2. Her Danforth 2 is very good. It doesn't track, but it has very, very good range. It has very, very good range. And of course, like I said, Kunimitsu is really good damage output. So it was very good to throw edge to like stop the opponent from just approaching him. You can also space out at tip range, for example, like from here, for example. And if they mash afterwards, you can still like move away and then force a whip punish again. It's good to keep them in check as they come in. Another move I said was Danforth 1. So Danforth 1 is 13 frame, standard mid poke. Danforth 1, 13 frame. It doesn't track like most Danforth 1s in either direction, but it does have better range than most Danforth 1s. And it had a follow up with Danforth 3-1, Danforth 1-3, sorry, Danforth 1-3. Now the thing is, it's not natural on counter. It's not even natural on counter as well, but they can't press buttons against it. So they can down jab, they can do high crush against it, for example. but they can like jab or anything afterwards. So if they block them for 1, they have to respect the 3 or high crush it, but you can work around that. And it gave a full combo, so it's quite damaging. So it was a quite, you know, it was good to keep them in check with it. Like you could bully them with them for 1, and then I don't know, just do ghetto pressure with them back 4, for example. And then when they decide to attack back, you can sneak this in sometimes. Now her jab, of course, her jab is important. Like her jab actually tracks one direction. Now I can't remember what direction now. Let me just check that real quick. I believe it's like what left is it? Oh, it's okay. Give him the block. Yeah, it tracked to Kunimitsu's right, as you can see. So that was there anyway. So she had that at least. So her jabs tracked one way quite well, and then her 1-2 did above average damage. It was 25 damage. A lot of characters are like 18 or 19, but Kuni's is the 25, and it's +5 on hit. It's not much for her since she doesn't really track that well, but it's still quite good damage. And she has a follow up with delayable follow up with the 4. It's only -13 mid, and the wall splats, of course. So the wall splats as well. So another move is back 2. So back 2 is it's a homie mid. It's -10, but you can space out very easily to push back to make it safe. And against the wall, of course, it's a wall splat. This is my team, Kunimitsu unknown back then. So it was a very strong damaging team, but that's not the point here anyway. So back to, you can use it if they're like stepping at range to avoid stuff like down for 2, down for 4, for example. You can use back 2 to stop them from stepping. And Kuni is quite good Oki, which again I will go over later on. But back 2 is quite good as a keep out tool. And the wall splats again, like I said. Now we're going to talk about Kunimitsu's set stance. So her stance is done by doing 4-3, so she kind of does like a little dash. Now, what you can do from set stance is, for example, this is probably her most important move out of set stance. It's set 2. So set 2 was a mid counter launcher, and then you could pick up with this, for example. So if you feel like your opponent's going to come at you with buttons from range, you can use set 2 to keep them in check. Now, the other thing, Kuni is pretty good approach. Like, her offense is not great, but her approach is quite good. So, for example, you can do set 2, you can do set and hold down to go into FC. And then you can bully them with wall standing 4, or keep them in check with, or apply the mix-up if you want to. Use it sparingly, though, because it is quite risky. But you have the option to go into crouch and then scare them with the low. And then start to do mids. Your usual FC mix-ups. Or you can do generic den 4, blah blah blah. Whatever, it's all yours, whatever to work with. Now, the other thing she had that was quite good was set 1-2. This is her main combo filler, but still quite good out of combos too. So set 1-2, it's a natural combo as you can see, but also you can actually hit confirm too. See, it's quite hit confirmable. You can delay it for quite a while and hit confirm. And the second hit is a counter launcher. So let's try and space this out. Second hit's a counter launcher, as you can see. I don't know the optimal combo, but it's a counter launcher, as you can see. So you can use this as an approach tool. So like set 1, and then they kind of have to look out for the second follow up, and then you can start set 1 and then just pressure away. Set 1, side step or whatever. Set 1, and then eventually challenge with set 1-2. This is on block, by the way. On hit, you should always hit confirm into set 1-2. So set is a pretty good stance in general. Now let's talk about her lows now. This is where she really falls behind in comparison to the rest of the roster. So Denmark 3-3 is like Yoshimitsu's. It's natural. The first 2 hits are natural. Only the first 2 hits. You can continue it, but only the first 2 hits are natural. It's -7 on hit, so it's not great. If she does, it's technically like -19 on block. But if you do the mid follow up, stand back 3-3-4, it turns into -13. They can always interrupt with -13 on 13 frame move on block. But it's there anyway. It is there. High crushes as well, so that's like one bonus of it. So you can if they want to launch you, you can interrupt them with the 4 at least. But they always get 13 frame guarantees, as far as I know. It is only one of her only fileable lows, so even if it's crap, you do have to use it. And also, Damage 4 is another low poke of hers. It's like a ghetto version of Okuzeme's. If it was -3 on hit, -14 on block, and does nothing on counter. I think. Yeah, it does nothing on counter. So, again, not great, but it's Kunimitsu, so you have to use it. To, like, as a low option to open up the opponent's with. Like, this is the one very few lows you have. Okay. So, another low is Dem 3. Dem 3 is actually launch and block. It's -on hit, and it's launch punishable on block. But at least the range is good. You can space it out a little bit to be, like, slightly more fantastic on block and hit. But it's still quite bad anyway, vantage-wise. So, you can use this approach low. Will still be -in their face, but it's still approach to high crushes. So that's something at least. One thing I've always asked is that it should be knocked down on counter, but it's not. So, I don't know. But anyway, that's another low poke that you kind of have to use sometimes. Another more good moves is Dem 1. So this is like 18 or 19 frame startup. You can space like you can use it as a spacing move because it has quite good range and it pushes back a little bit. On hit, they're forced and crouch. So if they try to do anything, you can do Dem for 2. So if they try to step or mash, you can do Dem for 2 check afterwards. Because it will frame trap. Because it's like +6 crouching or something, so it will frame trap. And it's also a bounce move, so it's also a bounce move. So if they try to hot kick or something, you get a combo. Now, Photon +2. Now, this is better at the wall than it is in the open. But it's a 14 frame mid say splat. Now, it's hard to get the opponent ducking against Kunimitsu in general, but this is still a good move to keep them in check with anyway. So 14 frame mid say splat. Okay, fuck, I messed up that combo, but still, you get the idea anyway. So important to use at the wall sometimes. 14 frame safe and a mid wall spot. Now back four is kind of weird. So this is back 4. It has an extension with back 4-3. Now this is really unsafe, but it has tons of pushback. So only very few characters can actually punish this in the open. So it's quite abusable against most characters in the game in the open. The first hit on its own leads Kunimitsu in back turns. Now her back turn options are not great, but you have stuff like back turn Dem 3, you know, the generic back turn low poke. You have back turn grabs. In this game, you had to break grabs. You had to break 1+3 with 1 grab. You had to break 2+4 with two breaks. Sorry. So if you were back turns, look her hands. The animation is the exact same for the book grabs. So it's a 50-50. If you're in that situation, it's a 50-50 between the breaks because you can't see the limbs because they're identical back turned. That's why Xiaoyu's back turn grab is so strong inside too, because she had so many ways into back turn and she can grab 50-50 break from 1 or 2. So Kunimitsu is something similar. It's not quite as good as Xiaoyu's, but it can be there. But it's just the only downside is her Oki is not as good as Xiaoyu and Miharu's. So back 4. Now she has some other stuff. She has a back turn 1-2. This is safe. I'm not sure if the second is a counter launcher. Because I believe Yoshi's is. I need space out a little bit. Okay, I think that's a breakable stun. Yeah, that's definitely a breakable stun. So she had a low, but it wasn't natural on normal hit. So it is a safe low, I think. It is safe. The second hit is safe, but it's not natural combo. So, but the good thing about this move is it's safe. It's mid. It hits grounded. That's the big property. It hits grounded and it floats for a combo. So let me knock him down. So as you can see, it hits grounded. Now I'm gonna get Kazi at the back roll in this situation. Now this might be a little bit awkward. Yeah, see it bends. It floats and then you can get a bend combo. So back 4 was really good for Oki. So it hits grounded. It's safe. It's mid in case they duck on wake up. And if they back roll, it floats for a combo. So it was really good Oki tool. Forward 1+2. is another Kunimitsu move that should be used. It has really good tracking. You can think of it as an Asuka up for 3. You know, Asuka's up for 3. You can think of it like that, except it's a high and -1. So it has quite deceptively good recovery on whiff. Like it recovers quicker than it looks. And it was a counter launcher, as I said. So I'll show you a combo. So it was quite good as a counter tool. It's only -1 on block as well, so you can still do stuff on block, like move around or counter hit them or whatever. Forward 4. This is Kunimitsu's like main combo filler in her staples, but you can still use it outside of combos, just like set 2. So forward 4 on block into set 2 couldn't trade it with 10 frame, if I remember correctly. So if you then jab or jabbed, it traded with set 2 in Kunimitsu's favor. In this game, there are no trades on counter. You don't get counter hit on a trade. It's a normal hit. So Kuni didn't get a combo if you trade it with 10 frame here, but you could still, it was still in your favor anyway. Like you still did more damage than them. If they press anything slower than 10 frame, you will counter hit them. This is on block now. On hits, it's completely uninterruptible. But on block, if it traded with 10 frame in Kunimitsu's favor. So he had like a little mind game behind it. So for example, if you did 4-4 for block, forward 4 on block, into set, and then go into the set cancel into crouch, you can start doing stuff from here. Like I remember I explained earlier, the FC game. So you got your mids, you got your lows, you got your little generic pokes, while standing 1-1 hit confirm, etc. You know. Forward 1+2. Now this is a little bit cheesy, but it can be useful sometimes. So this is unblockable. It's a high. It's unblockable. It can be hard to see. If the opponent's just sleeping, it can be hard to react to. She does make a noise and she does glow a bit. So I'm sure with some experience it is like seeable easily. But if they're like not ready for it, you can use it like once a set or something. You can just get them to respect Kuni for a bit and then smack them with the unblockable. Just keep them on their toes. Now, let's talk about Kunimitsu's from crouching mix-up. So, as I showed you earlier, Kunimitsu has stuff like FC down for 3 into a mini combo. Duck into while standing 4. Now, like I said, remember Kunimitsu has a lot of ways to go into crouch. So like set into crouch cancel, for example. So she has while standing 4 for like a quicker mid option. While standing 1-1 for a 2-hit mid hit confirmable string. It's 13 frame and it's hit confirmable. So you can see how much time you have to confirm. It's quite delayable. But there, yeah, it's quite hit confirmable. While sign 3 is her launcher. -13 FC launcher as usual, but it's -13. It launches if you know they're gonna duck. You can try this. It's tag bufferable as well, so. I still remember combos, but yeah, that's is a launcher as well. It's also her punisher as well for stagger lows. Now let's go on to her punishment. Now, I described all of her moves, and honestly, Kuni's not very strong. Like you can see that she kind of relies on counter hits and that with punishment because her lows are quite poor. So she's more of a spacing with punishment character, rather than like a mix-up character. So it's quite hard to break turtles with Kunimitsu. If they're patient and not giving her much, she can struggle quite a bit. And then start having to do stuff like FC jump for 3 just to open them up. But this still loses the backdashing. So like for example, like I said earlier, on tip range, the combo whiff. So it can be rough versus turtles as a Kunimitsu player. We'll talk about punishment. Her punishment was okay. Like it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. So for 10 frames she got 1-2. So 25 damage and +5 on hit. For 12 frames she got 2-2, which was 31 damage and +2. For 13 frame, now this is probably the best thing about her punishment. For 4-3 was 43 damage and it knocks down and wall splatted. The extra good thing about this, it has really good range, so it punishes pushback stuff quite consistently. So stuff like Kazuya's 4-3, some more examples, you know, it would always reach because of the range on 4-3. It was really good. It was a good whip punisher as well. For 15 frames, she had this her Hopney thing. So she had like her hop knees. Now the thing about the hop kick, like I said, it actually crushes slower than a normal hop kick. So it wasn't good as a panic button because like Kunimitsu doesn't really have good panic buttons in general. For 16 frames she had it down for 2, and she got a better combo than her hop knees off this. So if you can, always try to launch with this. From crouching, she had Wasani for 11 frames, standard enough. I don't know the frame data on it because I couldn't find it, but I'm gonna assume it's mid plus or whatever. So Wasani for generic for 11 frame. What 13 frame? Like I said earlier, it was Wasani 1-1, 34 damage and +1, and at least them in crouch, so you have a little bit more options. For 15 frame, like I said, she has Wasani 3. So use this for stagger lows, or you can use this from crouch. Might be better damage actually. To use this from crouch. I'll just see. So this did 70 damage, and this did okay. It's actually better to use the double knees then from crouching instead, but it's there as an easy option anyway. So her combo formula is, I'll go over combos now. I forgot how to use this menu. Precision settings, at wall, reverse. Okay. So her this is one of Kuni's best aspects because her combo damage output is quite high. So for example, this was her staple of a lot of things. So she almost does half-life by herself. So as you can imagine, that's very strong in a game like this. Let's see. Like if I did 4-2 unknown, you know, I get all this red life. Just get away from the wall a bit. I get all this. So like 100, I got over 100 damage on Whip Punisher, off a 4-2 Whip Punisher from unknown. So this is my team again in Type 2. So basically it's just doing forward 4, 4-4, set 1, 2, 4, forward 4, set 4. Set 4 is like a little hit grab thing. So set 4 is like a little hit grab. At the wall. Now this is like a double-edged sword. At the wall, she got let's see, she got something like down 4-1, down to 1-2, 1+2. But thing is, this is actually unsafe. This wall ender is actually unsafe. The opponents could toe kick Kunimitsu for free after this. So she every time she did this, she would take a little bit of damage herself. Like it wasn't actually a punish on her. It was actually a punish after the wall ender. But like no one knew this, so no one attempted to. So I got away with quite a bit. Attack assault combo would be like. Yeah, this is kind of specific, but this should work. Yeah, there it is. So this team was quite good together, and her wall filler would be something like the Den 2 string. And then that's what I got. So Kuni Unknown was good together, and their combos were good together. So that'll be kind of our combo synergy. I won't go too deep into it because it's just a small overview. I mean, no one's probably going to play this game anyway. So I'm just showing what Kuni could do, like what her buttons were like. I mean, she had some like ninja stuff, like she had up back 3 where she like kind of goes into the background. But I mean, it wasn't very useful, but she had some like real ninja stuff. She had like spin, manual spin into back turn. She had some moves like back turn, obviously, like I pointed out. So she had some ninja stuff. She could breathe fire as well. But she actually had to hit the opponent, and she could flip. I mean, this could be used as a wall escape if they weren't ready, but it's quite bad in whiff. But it could be used as a wall escape sometimes. Okay, let me show you some really weird Oki that was kind of exclusive to Kunimitsu. So, now, this is one of them. Let's see. So, after some knockdowns, for example, 4-3, let me make the Kazuya tech roll. I think it was this direction. No, it wasn't. It was the other direction. Okay. If the opponent tech rolls this direction after some knockdowns, Kunimitsu could dash up. Oh, let me turn this off. Kunimitsu could dash up and get a launch off this. Timing's a little bit tight. It should work. Maybe it's... That's weird. Maybe it's... let's see. Maybe I'm doing it too early. That's so weird. It was working for me earlier. Maybe I have to delay a little bit. Oh, I remember. Yeah, there you go. That's what it was. I should probably test this before I did this, but... Oof. Let me see guys, 1 second. I think it's a Kazuya thing, because it was working for me 100% earlier. Let me switch partners. You can skip this bit, by the way. I'm not recording this again. I remember. No, it's kind of tricky, but I remember now. Yep, there it is. Sorry guys, sorry for the fuck ups, but that was it anyway. So if you made them tech roll in this direction, you could get a mini combo. Yeah, I can do it now 100%. Okay, so if they tech roll this direction, you can do it off this move. You can also do it off this move, I think. Ah, yeah, it was this move. It was this move where you had to do something different. I think. Or this move anyway, and this move as well. If they tech roll in that direction. If they dash in. Dash in. Yeah. Basically, so the concept is there, basically. The concept is there. Now, I'm going to show you something else. It's really difficult. I probably won't be able to do it in this section. But if you did a solo combo with Kunimitsu... It's been ages since I practiced this, so bear with me for a second. Okay, so if you bend them, you can go for tech trap with her. So she goes into stance. She goes into set stance 3 to go to flip, and then press 2 for like a low launcher. Obviously, it's not very good outside of setups because it's very seeable and telegraphed. But if you set it up right, you can actually hit them back turned as a tech trap. Now I'm gonna if I fuck up the next few times, I won't show it, but you can try that. You can try it yourself. There we go. I got it. I don't know the full combo, but there you go. So that's the concept. So must 2 tech trap, that works there, and you can mix it up if that works if they tech roll in either direction, and you can mix it up with cancel. You can do the cancel, and then do this, and then get a little reflow combo. So Kuni had some little fun things for Oki anyway. So she had like a few tech traps and a few setups to make her FC low comboable. The FC low combo is more consistent than that. I just haven't practiced it in years, literally. But it is quite consistent if you get the timing right on the dash and the FC down for 3. And then you have to do like some different rates depending on what you did the knockdown with. So yeah, that's it for the Kunimitsu video. This character might not be in Second 7, but at least I can give you an idea what she kind of did in Tide 2. And I think my next video will actually be Jun Kazama. So keep an eye out for that. It may be Jun, might be another character, I don't know. But for now, it is Kunimitsu. So I hope it helped. Enjoy, guys.